are we doing the video again? No, no, no. We shouldn't be doing the video again. It should be me. Stop playing. I'm just gonna welcome you to the stage. And ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in welcoming to the stage Kirill Eremenko!
No, y'all can't copy yet. Glad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music, I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah,
Welcome everybody to Data Science Go 2018. Yeah!
Money, stay on my craft.
So cool, so cool. Amazing. My hand hurts from all the high fives from coming in. Thank you so much. And dancing. It was mesmerizing watching you guys. So we're going to have a little tally to make this more fun. This section was dancing. Amazing. These two sections need to pump it up next time. All right. So Data Science Go 2018. This is super exciting because this is the second year around. We're doing it. Some people are coming back for the second time. We've got 23 countries in the room right now. Give it up for people who flew all the way. How crazy is that? 23 countries. We got several hundred people here, hundreds more watching on the live stream. Hello, everybody on the live stream. And this is going to be epic. And now, why are we doing these dances? Why are we getting you in this energy state? This energy state is designed for you to get out of your shell, because this is not your normal data science conference. This is not your normal conference where you come to get just the technical side of things, learn a few new algorithms, a few new methods, a few new tools. Here, we're here to connect. We're here to network. We're here to get into a place where not only we can learn and retain information better, but also get to know the people around you. So with that in mind, introduce yourself to the person on your side and find out where they're from. If they're from US, what state? If they're from abroad, what country? And then do it to the other person on the other side. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, all right, good. Okay, that's awesome. We're gonna get going. Everybody get back in the room, please. Okay, guys, we're gonna start the presentation. I'm just gonna go home. I don't think I'm needed. Thank you. Okay, well done. That's awesome. Who met somebody just now who's not from their country or state? Put your hand up. How cool is that? Now, I want you to maintain that connection, because you're going to go out there during the coffee breaks. You're going to talk. Now you already know two people to talk to, and get to know them better. And then we'll keep doing that, and you'll eventually, hopefully, meet almost everybody here. And now on to the main theme of this whole weekend, the data science gap. Bridging the skills gap. And we're going to talk about that, why we're actually here. So every conference we have a new theme. So what's going on with the data science gap? You might be sitting in this room and thinking that everything is great. And rightly so, right? So what's going on in the world right now? There's 2.5 something gigabytes of data. That is actually 2.5 quadrillion gigabytes of data get generated daily. Not in the world, every day. That's how much data we generate. You know what a gigabyte is? That's how many of them we create every single day. So what does that mean? That means there must be lots and lots of jobs for data scientists, right? Plenty. If there's plenty of data, plenty of jobs. And that's fair enough, because if you look up on Glassdoor, you look for data scientists, there's 18,000 jobs right now. If you look for machine learning engineer, 18,000 jobs as well. If you add them up and you look at sales manager, which is the historical, very profession has been around forever, it's 35,000. If you add them up, it's more than sales managers. Data scientists are in more demand than sales managers. Crazy, right? So everything's great. Then look at the salaries on the flip side. 77,000 average salary for a sales manager. A machine learning engineer, 114,000 average salary. And data scientists, 139 $100,000. Yeah, somebody there is earning $139,000. Nice, very nice. So everything's great. What's the problem? Top job 2016, 17, and already 18, according to not Fast Company, it's according to LinkedIn. And that is based on not just salary and availability of jobs, but also satisfaction. People are satisfied in these jobs. Lots of data, lots of jobs, lots of demand, everybody's satisfied. What could be wrong? Top 10 growing jobs in the world. Look at this. Machine learning engineer, data scientist, and director of data science are 3 of the top 10 growing jobs. So in the past 5 years, or between 2012 and 2017, that's how much they grew. And they're growing. There's demand, there's data, there's salaries, there's satisfaction, and the demand for jobs is growing. IBM predicts the demand for data scientists will soar 28% by 2020. Everything is great, right? So we have a lot of demand for jobs. Okay, maybe there might be a problem with supply, right? You might have heard this stuff. How about we do a quick poll? Who here believes that there's lots of candidates looking for data science jobs? Put your hand up. Okay, good. About half the room. So let's have a look at this. So there's about 400 people here, plus live stream, you know, a couple, maybe 1,000 people at Data Science Go, right? So we're talking about how many people are interested in data science. There's 60,000 people in Super Data Science. This is active users of Super Data Science who actually look at the, like the articles we write, the courses we create, and things like that. There's about 600,000 students that are taking our Mine and Hadlan courses alone. So there's even more on Udemy. And we've got some Udemy representatives here if you want to chat to them later. And there's 2 million data scientists on Kaggle, right? So that says something about supply. So there's demand, there's supply. So everything's great. What could be the problem? Well, is everything great? Let's have a look at this. On average, data science and analytics jobs remain open for 45 days, which is 5 days longer than the market average. This is a recent report in 2017, IBM and Burning Glass Technologies. So the jobs are there, but they're not getting filled as fast. By 2018, the United States alone could face a shortage of 140,000 to 190,000 people with analytical skills, with deep analytical skills. This was published by McKinsey in 2011, talks about deep analytical skills. LinkedIn found this year, nationally we have a shortage of 151,717 people with data science skills. So what's going on? There's demand, there's supply, where's all this shortage coming from, right? What else do we have? Data scientists are in demand and well paid. So where's a skill gap? Why is there a skill gap? Exactly what we're talking about here. Organizations striving to close the data science skills gap. All this stuff is happening in the news. So as you can see, we're kind of like drawing a picture here. That on one hand, we have plenty of supply. On the other hand, we have plenty of demand, but they're not meeting each other, right? Where is the bottleneck? Where is the problem? You confused yet? Well, don't panic. You're at the right place. Everything will be okay. You came to Data Science Go 2018, and that's where we're going to solve this problem. And today I'd like to present to you the 3 pillars of how we're going to address this problem of the skills gap, of the data science gap, we actually call it, because it's a bit more than just a skills gap, how you can leverage them, and how you can learn these things and apply these things this weekend and kickstart that process. Who's up for that? Yeah, awesome. I usually like to say the second time, I couldn't hear you. Who's that? But you guys are great. You know, it's all the dancing. All right, so pillar number 1, skills require constant growth. Tony Robbins says, if you're not learning, you're dying. It's a kind of an old adage, and many people have said that, but it's true. Whether it's in your professional life, in your personal growth, in your personal life, in anything you do, if you're not learning, you're dying. So skills are the same. They always require for you to invest time and for you to look at them and improve them all the time. So where can you start with this, right? What can you do about your skills? There are people here in the room that are just starting out. Put your hand up if you're just starting out into data science. All right, awesome. You know, about 40%. Who here is already doing data science and wants to improve their skills and network, connect with other people? Okay. And who here is a data science manager or an executive or building a team and things like that? Okay, executives are quite shy. All right, so there we go. So regardless where you are, there's skills to improve. And one that we'll look at specifically now is deep learning, machine learning, artificial intelligence. This is not necessarily the only skill that you can learn. You will see later, there'll be Nadeep Bremer presenting here on visualization. There's lots of other speakers presenting on different areas of data science, but this is one of them that you could look into. And for instance, let's have a look at the top methods. Here are some of the top methods in data science according to LinkedIn, and there's 7,000 respondents here, so it's quite statistically significant. So as you can see, logistic regression, decision trees, there's lots to learn. So if you see something there that you don't know yet, maybe you could look into it. If you look at the top tools, you know, there's Python, R, SQL, Jupyter Notebooks, TensorFlow, Amazon, C++, and so on. So plenty of things to learn. If you're running out of ideas on how to grow your skills, then there's plenty. That sounds like a lot of work, but there is good news. The good news is that 59% of employed data scientists learned these skills on their own or via massive online open courses. So who's taken an online course here? Yeah, exactly. So you're on the right track already. And moreover, you can get the cutting edge skills right here, skills and tools. So here's a, speaking of data science, since we're data science, here's a word cloud of all of the presentations, all the words used in the presentation descriptions for this conference. So this is the stuff you can learn here. So you're already on the right track to learning this stuff. Moreover, I'd like to do a specific shout out because we mentioned deep learning AI. If you are a bit lost in the space of deep learning AI, Tari is doing a keynote tomorrow, and he will put all of that to rest, and you will know exactly what's going on in that space. So make sure to check that one out. So that's the hard skills, that's the tools and technical stuff. And I'm sure you guys are already doing that, right? So like I'm preaching to a choir here. You're already learning skills, you're here, so you're inspired, encouraged, you're enthusiastic about your career, so you're already doing that. How about this? Who thinks soft skills are important? Put your hands up. In data science. Yeah, exactly. So what soft skills are we talking about? We're talking about soft skills like presentation, storytelling, intuition, interviewing, people skills, teamwork, and leadership. Those are all soft skills, very important as well. And for your convenience and for your enjoyment today, this weekend, we have Eric Weber presenting on soft skills, so make sure to check that session out as well if you're interested in enhancing your soft skills in data science. So we're going to wrap up on the skills part because it's pretty straightforward. So if you want to thrive in this new reality when there's lots of demand, which wasn't there 5 years ago, where there's lots of supply, which wasn't there 2 years ago, the first thing you need to focus on is skills. As we've discussed, you guys are already doing that. All right, so what's the second one? Second one is that careers are for everyone. Who here thinks career is not for them? A data science career, they don't have to worry about the data science career. Good. You're in the wrong room otherwise. Because careers are indeed for everyone, whether you are. So there might be people here, definitely like people starting out, definitely in the right place. Then people who are, if you are already experienced, and even advanced data scientists, you might be thinking, oh, why am I here? This is a careers event. What am I going to learn? I already have a career. Am I sure I need this? You do. And this is why we're going to talk about just now. And also, if you're a manager or executive, you'll see how this can benefit you as well. So at this conference, we actually have 3 tracks. If you look in your agendas, you'll see the little icons. We have 3 tracks: the newcomer, the practitioner, and the manager. So let's look at each one briefly. So as a newcomer, what I would say, I was writing this a few days ago, and I was thinking, what would I focus on if I was just starting out into data science? And here are the things that I would focus on. We're already done with the skills part, but specifically around my career. I would focus on exploring data science roles. There's a huge amount of data science roles that are like unseen. Forensics analysts, geospatial analysts. You've got people who are just analyzing like RPA, robotics process automation. That's also a type of data science jobs. There's lots of data science jobs that are unconventional roles. Have a look at those and explore different data science roles, explore different people. And you're in a good place now because you can go up to people and meet them and ask them about their careers. You'll hear our speakers talk about themselves. Who listens to the Super Data Science podcast? There we go. So that's the purpose of that. One of the reasons for starting it was to popularize data science in different elements, so you can see what other people are doing. Here, you can actually meet those people and ask them. Then try stuff. Try algorithms, try different things. Don't just fixate on one thing. Try lots of different applications of data science, what you can and can't do. Even if you think you won't like it, give it a go. You don't like programming? Give it a go. You don't like visualization? Give it a go. You don't like data preparation? Maybe skip that part. Try stuff, see what you're good at, see what you like, and what is your passion. Find that, because one thing, if I've learned one thing in life, is that if you're not doing what you're not passionate about, if you're doing what you're not passionate about, you will not be successful, you will not have a fulfilled life. You might keep doing it for the rest of your life, don't get me wrong. You might never quit, but you will not be happy. To be happy, you have to do what you love. Like, I love standing here. I'm nervous as heck, but I love standing here. And you got to be doing what you love. So if you're a beginner, I would recommend these 3 simple steps, and you can already get started while you're here. All right. If you're a practitioner, what would you look into? This is a tricky one. Yeah? What would you look into for your career? Well, to start with, I would say look at domain knowledge, right? Why is it a career skill? Because I was thinking, should I put it as under skills or under career? And really, it's a career, because you are planning while you're looking to domain knowledge, not only you're learning how to better operate in the business and industry you're in, you're also planning, do I want to be in this industry? Or do I want to look at other industries? Look at other industries. Find out, what are they doing? I was very fortunate to start my data science journey as a consultant at Deloitte. And there, you are inevitably exposed to lots of industries. I was doing mining projects, I was doing healthcare projects, I was doing retail projects, I was doing government projects. I met a lot of people through these things, and I worked with a lot of different data, a lot of different approaches, a lot of different ways industries work. And through that, I was able to understand for myself. And when I left Deloitte, I already knew, okay, I want to go into the finance industry, because that sounds interesting to me, because that's what I want to do. And I've seen the interworks of the industry. I know how it fits with my interests and my lifestyle and my hobbies and things like that. So domain knowledge is important, not only as a skill, but as a career investment. So make sure you're looking at domain knowledge, not just in your company, not just in your industry, but in adjacent industries, or even in random industries. Why I love data science is because you can very easily transition from healthcare to working for a logistics supply chain, or to a finance sector. Or you can go work in aerospace, whatever. Data is data, right? You just got to pick up the domain knowledge, and then a month later you're good to go. So look at domain knowledge, see what actually, sounds funny, okay. Maybe 3 months later. Next one is industry trends. Look out for industry trends, like what's happening. We recently released, with Adlan, a course on blockchain, which was in March, feels like ages ago now, actually. And why did we release a course on blockchain? Because we were looking at industry trends, we asked you guys, we felt that something is going on, and this is a topic. Like, I wanted to learn it. Most of the time I'm releasing these courses because I want to learn that thing. And then we released the course, and a lot of you guys took the course. And that is an example of looking out at industry trends, or any kind of trends in the space of data and technology. Because what is going to be happening next? Robotics process automation, that is coming, right? Who's heard of robotics process automation? Right? So whoever didn't put your hand up, you might want to look into that. You want to look into forensics analytics. You might want to look into blockchain. You might want to look into, self-driving cars are on the rise. Whatever is happening in the industry, look into it. Read some articles. The way I recommend going about it, there's a great blog that gets emailed to. It's called Abundance Insider. You might want to write that down, by Peter Diamandis. You can subscribe to it, and it's free. Get it once a week. Top industry trends for the week. And that's what I do personally. Another way is you can go onto Google Alerts and set up an alert for data science, and then set it up like daily, weekly, monthly, whatever you want, and get that into your inbox. So I'm not saying read the news. Like, I don't read the news. That's the worst thing I can imagine myself doing, because there's so much noise and so much negativity in the news these days, right? Like, all you hear is, this happened, that happened. Like, for me, if a plane lands, that's news, right? That thing's not meant to be in the sky. Right? Like, that's a big metal thing. If it manages to land, that should be in the news, not all this drama that's happening in the world. But selective industry observation. That's important. And you can do that with specialized tools like the ones we just looked at. And then based on that, plan your career. Don't just go with the flow, right? You are a human being. The most valuable thing you have in your life is your time. It's not your money, it's not your assets, it's not even your health. Health is important, but health you can get back, right? I'm not saying, go drinking or whatever. But like anything else in life, you can always get it back. Time you can't. So plan your career. Don't just, waste your time on something that you don't enjoy. If you do enjoy doing what you're doing, that's awesome. But still plan your career. What's the next step? What's going to happen after that? Maybe you'll meet somebody here who will tell you how they went about the situation that they were in, which is similar to yours, and you'll be like, oh, I got these, two options that my career might develop. Which one do I prefer? And then visualize what you want, because that's what you will get. When you visualize something, that's where your subconscious will take you, because subconscious speaks in pictures. So plan your career. If you don't have an aim, you're going to miss every time, right? It's like shooting a bow at a wall without a circle. You got to have that circle, even if that circle change. Like Steve Jobs in his speech, I think it was Stanford, said that when you look forward in your life, you cannot possibly connect the dots. There's no way you're going to connect the dots, right? Like I'm standing on this stage here, which was a result of me reading a $4.95 ebook about online education 4 years ago. Like how would I think that? But when you look back, it's very easy to connect the dots. But you're not going to have any thoughts that you like to connect unless you at least have these goals where you're planning your career to go. The next one is brand. Branding is very important. Whether you're starting, whether you're experienced, in this case, whoever you are in data science, it's important to have a brand in your business, in your industry, so that people know what you can do for them and how you can help them, and having a brand online, because that's also important. You can help others out there, and even if you're not planning, there's people here who are not people who are planning to, build a career, find a job, people who are not planning to find a job because they're happy with your job. Even if you're happy with your job, building a brand online is important, because that gets you experience, exposure, gets you connections, gets you doing things that you might not have perceived yourself doing. So that's an important part. We'll talk more about this during the event as well. Career focus for the manager. So this is an interesting one. So as a manager, you need to understand data science roles. You need to understand who you're hiring, who you're putting in the team, who you need, and what are they going to be doing for you. A lot of the time, like data science is a lot of hype, right? There's a lot of people talking about it. They think salaries are high, or in terms of managers, people think that every business needs a data science. That's true, but what kind of data scientists do you need? What are they going to be doing? What needs do you have? Then you need to enable exciting careers. You want the best people to work for you, you need to create those career paths, right? So in this case, you're not focusing on your career, you're focusing on the careers of people who are going to be working at your business, at your division, so that you enable the exciting career pathways. So you don't end up with like one person just doing data preparation for 4 years in a row and then they quit, right? You want to enable something that they'll be excited about, they'll want to wake up in the morning to, and it's your duty of care to create that. And build A-player teams as a result. That's what you can learn here as well. And specifically about the manager, I wanted to mention this article by Vin Vashishta, What if the data science skills gap is just a hiring hot mess? It's exactly talking about that. Really enjoyed it. And he says that clarity around how data science and machine learning solve business problems is the real skills gap. That there's a mismatch, right? People, those job postings that you need to have 10 years of experience, you need to know 15 different tools, have to have a PhD and all this industry knowledge. That's where the term data science unicorn comes from. Data science was coined in 2008. How can you have 10 years of experience in data science? It's only been 10 years. So we want to avoid that. Maybe you don't need like a unicorn data science, but you need one main data science and you need 3 or 4 to support him or her and to enable for them to all open up their talent. You can also learn that here. And I want to do a shout out for Ben. He's doing a breakout today right after lunch. It's called Beyond the Job, Leaving an AI Legacy. If you're inspired by data science careers, whichever level you are, this is a good session to attend. So invest in your career. Pillar number 3, community is king. Woo! There we go. Yeah. That's why we're here, right? Tony Robbins, you'll hear me quote him a few times. The secret to living is giving. That is so true, my friends. That's you know, like if you always take in life, then you're not going to get far. It feels so much nice. Like who here enjoys an experience, can enjoy an experience, but enjoys it double if there's somebody to share it with? Put your hand up. Exactly. That's that. And so, community is so important, and especially in data science. I'll give you an example. So here we've got Randy, who's going to be speaking for us this weekend, and he's talking about data science for all, master the fundamentals. Great talk if you'd like to attend. But what I wanted to point out is Randy has 56,000 followers on LinkedIn. And yes. So Randy has 56,000 followers on LinkedIn, and this is not about followers, but look what happens when you give to a community, when you participate in a community. What did Randy do? Randy just shared his experience. Randy started I think it was a year and 3 months ago on LinkedIn with zero people in his network, 0 people he knew. What did he do? He just shared how he's learning data science. So he shared an article about a beginner's guide to machine learning, a beginner's guide to data science pipeline, machine learning, the accuracy paradox, what's inside the box, HR analytics, house prices, and analyzing the Titanic dataset. And if you look at his posts, it's just simply him showing his code, explaining what he did, why he did it, and what he thinks, what he feels about it. And by doing that, he was giving back to the community, and the community gave back to him. And all of a sudden now he has this huge network of connections, of job offers flying at him, of people he can leverage off, mentors he can learn from, people he can mentor. All of this happened because he was part of the community. And all of our speakers here today are also here to give back to the community. They're here to support you in your journey. That's not all our speakers. It didn't fit on all the slides. I'm sorry if your face is not there. But they're here to give back to the community. They're here to help you grow and guide you in your data science journey through their mistakes, through their wins, through their learnings. And you are here too. You're already part of a community. You're already becoming, or you're conscious about it. You are investing your time into this. So I would like to applaud you for being here today. This is amazing. Woo! And so make sure to make the most out of it. Connect with people, network, get business cards, change business cards, get in touch on LinkedIn, and just be part of the community. Another thing is we're building something very special at Super Data Science to enable community. We have a booth. Stop by, ask around. You can try out the product. You can try out what we're doing. JP will show you around if you're interested in that. So if you want to thrive in this new reality, you've got to invest into 3 things. Invest into your skills, invest into your career, and invest into the community. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, so that's the main theme. We're running short on time, but I got some important announcements to make before we let you go into the other rooms. So for some important announcements. First of all, thank you to our sponsors, NVIDIA, Super Data Science, School of Management, University of San Diego. Let's give it up for sponsors who make this happen. Then we've got, other way. We've got the 3 tracks, so you can take any sessions you like. There's sessions here, and there's the sessions in the breakout room over there. You can take any sessions you like, but if you're unsure, then look at the